Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today I am going to be showing you a super simple crypto trading strategy, specifically a shorting strategy, only using the EMAs, okay? Only using the EMA indicators, all right? Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I use on a regular basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. Now, the big reason why I love using this exchange is because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States, like I am, and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange, and they make it very, very easy. Now, before I actually go ahead and dive into this video and start telling you how to short with the EMAs, the very first thing, there's a couple things I want to talk about first here real quick, just to get them out of the way. The very first thing I want to talk about here, real quick, is the importance of learning how to short the crypto market, okay? The big reason why it's extremely important to learn how to short the market as a crypto trader is because you are able to profit from both directions, okay? When you open up the doors to be able to profit from any market condition as far as going up or down, you open the doors to be able to literally compound your profits on an absolutely insane level. If you can profit from going long and you can profit from going short, you are literally upping your chances of profiting by up to 200%. All right, and it's simple math right there. Obviously, when you're longing, or if you can only long, you're only able to profit, like, you're only able to profit from your longs. But if you can profit from your shorts as well, then you open the doors to be able to make big profits from shorting as well. Now, another thing I want to talk about here as well is you will not win every trade, okay? The goal here is not to win every trade, okay? You won't win every trade. It's not going to happen. You need to let go of that mindset right now. There is not a single trader in the world who wins every single trade, but this is why the importance of having stop losses is extremely important, and I'm going to show you that in this strategy as well, because setting stop losses is extremely important, and you want to be setting stop losses at very, very tight levels so that you minimize your overall losses if you do end up losing the trade. All right, the goal here is to make sure that your wins are larger than your losses. Okay, now the other thing I want to talk about here, the last thing I want to talk about real quick, is this strategy may not work for you, okay? There's a reason why there are literally thousands and thousands of different trading strategies that exist, and the simple reason why is because every single person has a different mindset and every single person has a different personality, all right? Every single person is going to have a different trading strategy, and the reason why is because we all have different personalities. Therefore, what works for one person might not work for another person, all right? So you can't go into this thinking, oh my gosh, this doesn't work for me, so it must be a scam. It's not a scam. I use this strategy every single day, and it works great for me, okay? So guys, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing here. Now, the first thing you want to do here is, obviously, we are pretty much going to be trading strictly price action with the EMAs, but the only EMAs you realistically need here for this strategy are the 20-period EMA and the 50-period EMA. Now, the way that you can get those EMAs is by going up to indicators and just typing in EMA, and you want this one that says under community, you want this one that says EMA 20, 50, 100, 200. And then obviously when it shows up on your chart, you're going to go to settings and you turn off the 100 period and the 200 period EMAs. All right. Therefore, all that's showing are the 20 period and the 50 period. All right. So let's talk about shorting now. I'm going to go ahead and pick a random coin here on my list that I've got, because these are typically all the coins that I trade on a regular basis. I typically only trade the top tier coins that have a lot of liquidity at all times. Therefore, there's all kinds of trading volume going on. So let's go ahead and pick. We're just going to go ahead and pick Injective and see what we got going on here. All right. So I'm already seeing opportunities of where I would have shorted here. Now, what you want to look at here is you want to look at these EMAs, okay? The blue one is the 20-period EMA, and the 50 period is the orange EMA that we've got going on here, all right? Now, when price action is bullish, obviously, as you guys can clearly see, when price action is bullish, the price is typically always above both EMAs. As you guys can clearly see here, we've got the 50 on the bottom and the 20 on top, and then price action on top of that. So when we are extremely bullish and we are in an extremely bullish uptrend, price action will always be above these EMAs, okay? And obviously, same for the downside. When Price action is below both of the EMAs, things are extremely bearish, and it's a good time to short, all right? So this is typically what I do and how I treat the EMAs with my personal trading strategy in trading and shorting, or overall shorting the crypto market with the EMAs. So basically, I'm going to use this example right here because this one's kind of glaring at me and I kind of have to talk about it here, all right? So here's a good prime example, all right? Price started to come down. So obviously, you know, someone would have shorted that, all right? But then it started to go back up. But as you guys can clearly see, price action did not have enough momentum to keep going on the next candle to continue upwards and go above the EMAs and continue the uptrend. So instead, it crossed back down below both of the EMAs, and I would have shorted on this next candle right in here. Typically because that tells me that momentum is weakening, and that tells me that it's going to end up continuing to the downside right there. So you would want to enter like right in there and then set a extremely tight stop loss right above. I would have ended up setting a stop loss right at this high that the previous candle ended up creating, all right? Therefore, if price action did end up going back above the EMAs, then I would have been safe and I would have only lost a very small amount. Therefore, my losses would have been extremely small and I would have minimized my overall risk right there, okay? So, but obviously, as you can see, that's not what happened. It did continue to end up dropping, and you would have made some decent profits. So if you would have ended up shorting that one, you would have ended up staying in it for quite a while, because obviously, now here's the other thing. When you want to, how to know when to get out, this is why I also use RSI with this strategy as well, all right? So obviously, when it comes back down to this level, you might be thinking, okay, well, it might start to go back up and it might go back above the EMAs. But as you guys can clearly see right here, it did not. We went up to the EMA, we went up to the 20-period EMA, but it rejected it and it started going back down again. So I'm going to stay in the trade, okay? So we're right here now. Now, it ended up going back up again, and it rejected going up towards the EMA once again, and it dropped again. The same thing happened here, went up to the EMA, but it got rejected again, and so I'm still staying in my trade, and it did it once again. And it went back up and tried to go back up to the EMA once again, but once again, it failed, and it started to go back down. So I would have, obviously ended up coming down here, and obviously the next one ended up crossing into the EMAs. So this tells me right here that, okay, momentum is starting to get bullish again, so I need to exit this trade. So you would end up exiting right in that area. So if you were to end up trading that, let's say you would have made it right around, we're just going to say 9% for shits and giggles. So realistically, if you were using roughly 10x leverage, I know a lot of people use much higher leverage than that, but if you were using just 10x leverage, you would have made roughly 90% profit on that short right there, all right? And this is why it is extremely, extremely useful and valuable to be able to profit from both directions, because you could have profited from this and made some damn good money within this 1 day and 17 hours, within these 2 days that this price action was happening here, all right? So this is why it is extremely important to be able to learn. If you are a serious trader or want to be a serious trader, it's extremely important to learn to be able to trade in both directions, because you can make some damn good profits trading in both directions as well. So I will use another example here, all right? Here's another example. We ended up closing right here, and then price action ended up going up, and it ended up riding this EMA quite a bit and ended up going up a little bit, but the next candle ended up coming back down into below the 50-period EMA. This right here tells me that momentum still is not strong enough for a continued move to the upside, all right? So that's got me thinking, okay, well, it might be decent enough. It might be good to, potentially short again. So I'm going to wait and see if the next candles end up closing below the 20-period EMA again, and it certainly did. So this one ended up coming down and touching the 20-period EMA, but the next candle ended up opening and ended up really going down to the next one, all right? So I would have entered right around probably in here somewhere, all right? And then what happens next is you end up riding it down, and the same thing over and over once again. Price action started going upwards or started going back towards the 20-period EMA, but it failed, and it ended up coming back down again. Same thing happened again right here. As you guys can clearly tell with these two candles right in between here, price action was extremely weak within these candles right here, and it ended up coming down once again. But we did end up having this big giant candle wick right here, this big empty wick on this candle here. That tells me that, okay, momentum is starting to build again, and I probably should end up getting out. So I would probably end up getting out somewhere right around in this area. All right, so from that small trade right there, you would have profited as well. No, it's not as big as the last one, but it's still profit nonetheless. You would have made roughly around 5% for that one, or 50% if you're using 10x leverage. So as you guys can clearly see, being able to short the market with these EMAs is very, very valuable, and it happens all the time, and you can easily do it. Now, I would suggest not to trade when price action is dancing with the EMAs, like you can see it happening right here. I would not have touched this, okay? And the simple reason why is because you can clearly see that momentum here is just completely dancing with these EMAs right here, and we are just completely going sideways. Now, what price action is currently doing right now, as you guys can clearly see, price action started to go up, and it failed to go up past this EMA right here. So, and then it came down, and then it went back up towards the 20-period EMA. And my guess that's going to happen here is we're going to end up coming back down once again. All right. So it's important to keep an eye on what these EMAs are doing. And basically, you are basically trading price action right here. So all in all, you're trading price action, but you're trading it with the EMAs, and you are using the EMAs as confirmation for your entry and exit signals. All right. So guys, I know that's a lot to talk about, and I know it's a lot to go through, but when you look at it and you do some back testing and you start to see what I'm talking about here, you can generally see how this strategy works for both shorts and longs. So realistically, you can go ahead and back test and look at it and see for yourself and see if it would work for you. All right. But overall here, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this video, honestly. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to go ahead and come into my free community Discord server that I have. You can find a link to it in the video description down below as well. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment down below on your personal thoughts of this strategy as well. And with that said, you guys, for those of you who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole thing, thank you guys very much. I appreciate all of you. I definitely appreciate those of you who love to learn and love to fill your head with knowledge like this, because it's generally very, very valuable for the long term. All right, especially since trading is a literal skill that you can use for an entire lifetime. All right, but overall, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see all of you in my future videos.